So these are some more leftovers of the mac and cheese that Dad's mom gave us from some days ago. It's pretty good. I microwaved it for 2 minutes. Around that, as well as some of the cookies. Grandma gave us. The container said they were rich and buttery. Seems to be a pretty accurate description so far. I don't really recall going to sleep at all today until roughly 7 p.m. I think it was roughly 6 p.m. I think I fell asleep on the car ride home from Darla's place. I recall me and Dad leaving sometime around 10:30-ish in the morning. Since me and Mom didn't have to leave for a Christmas meal. At Darla's place until noon. When I got to Mom's place here, where I am now, we decided to open all of the presents first before we left for Darla's place. Prior to me arriving at Mom's place, I had Dad wrap up the Miranda Lambert styrofoam drawing I made for Mom as a gift. It took me most of yesterday in order to complete it, and in the hours prior to Dad getting up today, I worked on what was intended to be another styrofoam drawing Christmas gift for Mom. Since she likes the Corona beer brand, it was going to feature at first a drawing of a Corona extra glass bottle with a beach scene behind it, But then I figured that I had the initial design, I had made the bottle too small, so then I opted too small to really get in all the details of the labeling of that glass bottle. So I decided to start work on a new piece. Same shape, only with the glass bottle now bigger. And me also including the aluminum can Corona Seltzer. One of those new products. Along with Corona's Feliz Navidad design that I got off of their website. They were selling apparel that had that design on it. For the Feliz Navidad, I tried my best to recreate the design they used for the apparel itself, which ended up being a pretty daunting task. I think took me roughly 45 minutes of work in total. And I didn't have that much room after I drew in the bottle and can outline, so the Navidad had to be chopped up into Navi and then Dod. I didn't finish either design in time, so I'm instead hoping to make them New Year's presents for Mom. Hopefully Dad picks me up soon. I brought over a plastic Wegmans bag, I recall, that had one of the styrofoam blocks I got as part of my presents, along with some of those Sharpie markers that I got as presents. I primarily got styrofoam and Sharpie markers as my present, since that's what I requested, and as of now, that's currently my main hobby, drawing on styrofoam with Sharpie markers. Yeah, but I also got this pair of pants. These chili powders right in the corner, which came from the Man Crates company, from which Mom got me what ended up being a seafood broil kit. Or I think actually it's more of a seafood kit special. It came with stuff you would use to make a seafood broil. I was provided with a mini crowbar in order to open up the crate. Well, of which Dad and Johnny helped me. Johnny also got me some styrofoam. These pieces were pretty unique, such as a styrofoam ball as well as a circular piece. Currently here on the task sets, I'm currently here in regards to the actual prize boards from the Winter Magic event. I've currently got a level 8 Boblins Express service. I hope to at some point get it up all the way to level 10. I also got beef jerky from the Man Crates company, and my stocking was full of chocolate and Peeps. Essentially full of chocolatey stuff and marshmallowy stuff. I brought the styrofoam and Sharpie markers over because I initially intended to work on a styrofoam drawing on the way to Darla's place. Before that, considering napping on the way there. Yeah, but by that point I didn't really feel tired, so I opted out of that. Yeah, but then I decided not to do the styrofoam drawing at all. Yeah, perhaps I didn't really feel like doing that. Maybe I felt it was too cramped or something like that, but for whatever reason, I didn't work on the styrofoam drawing. Not even when I was at Darla's place, instead preferring to try and socialize with people on Mom's side of the family. I figured that maybe I would call it living room, but it's more like a back room. I'm only really consider calling it a living room because it has a flat screen TV and sofas. While the bigger living room doesn't have a flat screen TV, or at least not one I recalled seeing. I figured the TV would be on a crime, usually murder, dramatization documentary, but instead it was on a Harry Potter movie. I couldn't really tell which one. There were points in which I sneezed and my nose ran while I was there. So I blew my nose with tissues I was provided, and I went into the bathroom at least 3 times, not to actually use the toilet, but in order to wash my hands and to have somewhere to blow the snot out of my nose. I had some interaction with Bella the dog, too. Excuse me. She was female. The dog and the Christmas meal at the dining room table consisted of things such as mashed potatoes with gravy, turkey. I typically go for the dark meat, since that's the other kind of meat called white or light meat is typically dry. Too much so for my taste, so I don't enjoy it as much as the dark meat. This is the Hanukkah house, and this is, in the back is the chicken coop, though you can't really see the coop. Behind that flap of cardboard that encloses the chili powders. I rearranged them from least to most spicy as a helpful guide in the future. I ate a piece of chocolate or two both before and after dinner. I believe the first piece was a tree-shaped Reese's Pieces candy. Actually, I think it's Reese's Cup candy. And then one of those small, fun-sized Hershey's chocolate bars, only engraved to depict Santa Claus. It's a tradition of ours to say grace, which is a brief Christian prayer that's supposed to be before we start eating, but quite a few of us took a couple of bites before we suddenly remembered about it, and then we did it. Yeah, I was concerned that maybe it would be forgotten about. We in general had a green Christmas. I don't even recall it snowing today, but I do recall it raining at some points. Lightly, but it still rained. Yeah, this does taste kind of buttery. I ended up falling asleep on the car ride back from Darla's. And then when we got back, I ended up falling asleep again. I think there was a period or point in which I listened to on a Fleetwood Mac CD. I listened to the "I'm Never Going Back" song 5 consecutive times by pressing the previous song button as soon as the song was about to end. And then I fell asleep and naturally woke up before we got all the way back home. Then when we got back, I laid on my bed in my bedroom and fell asleep. Waking up a few times naturally, but then going back to bed. And I'm not even entirely sure if... And I think the first time I fell asleep, I didn't even bother with getting this laptop out. It was only after the first time I woke up that I got it out and then set up its charger and headphones and mouse, I recall. That's according to my recollection.